I'm going to collect up about 4 pieces of this 2x3 angle iron. We take it down below, start assembling the bed for the sawmill, and then I'll start building the roller part of the carriage. And then when I bring that bandsaw that I bought down there, I can start figuring out how to mount it on there and making it go up and down and all that kind of stuff. I'm a bit anxious to get started on this project, see what I can get accomplished. This bandsaw, I'm hoping, will save me a ton of work. I talked my youngest grandson into coming down, helping me and my friend get that bandsaw loaded up. So we took a short trip, and that's what we're doing this morning. I'm not exactly sure how heavy that bandsaw is, but it's all the 3 of us can do to move it. So there was some pause and some contemplation involved with scooching this bandsaw up on that little trailer. Good thing that we have some video editing involved. You don't have to watch all that. You take 2 crippled up old guys and 1 strong young guy, and you end up with about 2 guys to try to move this thing. So after putting our heads together, we decided that slipping that bar through there, and 1 guy on each side, we can move that a little easier, and by golly, it did work. And I think at least 2 of us was a little sore the next day after this little escapade. Get this up here and positioned a little bit ahead of the axle and tie her down and call her good. So, looking around this bandsaw the next morning, kind of looking at the blade guide adjustment and how the belt drive's working back there. Found out that whoever put the motor on this thing has it misaligned. But the drive wheel also has a brake on it, which is a really good thing that I can utilize as we're milling along. We can stop that blade a little bit quicker than just letting it come down to an idle. I've seen several mills out there where that would have been a really good thing. So checking out underneath the table, see what it's going to take to unbolt all that. It's a fairly nice bandsaw. But a lot of this stuff I won't be using on the bandsaw mill, but it doesn't mean I can't use it for something else. It's just my nature. The blade guides on this bandsaw have 2 little bearing wheels that sandwich the blade. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be sufficient enough to handle 1 1/4 or 1 1/2 blade that I plan on putting on this thing. So it's Probably an okay setup, but won't work for a sawmill. This bandsaw used to have a 3-phase motor on it, and somebody put this single-phase motor on it instead, and it didn't line up that pulley right. I'm not sure if they had issues trying to get it all in there and lined up or what, but I noticed that even the belt is folded over on the bandsaw pulley there on the back side. Some of this stuff I can use on the sawmill. I was thinking about putting a dust collector on it, and I was kind of contemplating maybe seeing if I could use this blade guide to some degree. I just want to keep the throat as wide as possible in order to cut as large a log as possible. So now to disassemble this thing and get it ready to mount on the roller frame.